My wife, Sarah, and I have been married for 7 years. When we first met, she was a young woman navigating life's uncertainties, a college dropout from a small town working at a cozy diner in the city. By chance, that diner was where I often grabbed lunch or a coffee, as my office was just across the street. My routine was predictable, and Sarah was always there, taking orders, pouring coffee, or chatting with familiar faces. At first, our interactions were brief, just polite exchanges. But over time, our conversations grew longer, and I found myself looking forward to seeing her. One evening, I was supposed to meet someone for a blind date at the diner, a woman I'd been talking to online. I arrived early, nervous but hopeful. I waited and waited, but she never showed. Sarah must have noticed my growing disappointment as I kept glancing at the door. With a kind smile, she slid a slice of pie across the counter and said, "This one's on me." That small act of kindness sparked something between us. We talked that night, really talked, about life, failed dates, and the unexpected twists that come with them. She made me laugh when I thought I'd leave feeling defeated. By the time I walked out, my thoughts weren't on the woman who stood me up. They were on Sarah. From that moment, everything shifted. Over the next few months, we grew closer, spending more time together. My feelings for her deepened, not just because of her warmth or humor, but because of her resilience and dreams. She had ambitions, and all she needed was someone to believe in her. I did, and thankfully she felt the same about me. What began as a friendship blossomed into love, but my family disapproved of Sarah from the start. They saw her as a small-town girl with no education or prospects, assuming she was only with me for my money. No matter how much I defended her, they never warmed to her. They thought I was making a mistake, but I didn't care. I loved Sarah and I knew her heart, so despite their objections, I married her. Over the years, I supported Sarah in every way I could, not out of obligation, but because I wanted to. I helped her return to school and earn her degree, something she once thought was impossible. I worked hard to buy us a house she loved, a place she could call home. I supported her parents when they struggled, covering their bills or ensuring they had enough to get by. Whenever Sarah needed anything, I was there, never complaining, because I loved her and believed in our future together. I thought she felt the same. I'm not sharing this to boast. I'm sharing it because I believed our marriage was built on something solid. But 6 months ago, everything changed, and now I'm questioning everything. It started about a year and a half ago when Sarah landed a prestigious job at a well-known company. It was a major milestone, and I was thrilled for her. She'd worked hard, and while I helped by connecting her with a friend at the company, she earned the role herself. I thought this would bring us closer, but in hindsight, it marked the beginning of a shift in our relationship. One of the first signs was her reluctance to include me in work events. Her company hosted frequent gatherings, networking events, parties, celebrations, but Sarah never invited me, not once. At first, I dismissed it, thinking she wanted to keep work and home separate. I respected her boundaries and didn't push, but deep down it felt off. Why didn't she want me there? Was she ashamed of me? Then there was her closeness with certain male colleagues. I'm not the jealous type, and I trusted Sarah, but even I couldn't ignore how close she seemed to some men at work. It wasn't just my suspicion. 2 of their wives contacted me, asking Sarah to back off from their husbands. That's not something that happens over casual work friendships. When I asked Sarah about it, she brushed it off, insisting their relationships were professional and that the wives were just insecure. She even showed me her messages to prove there was nothing to worry about. I found nothing suspicious. No flirty texts, no secret plans, so I let it go. Around the same time, Sarah began getting multiple cosmetic procedures. I fully support her right to make choices about her body, but I couldn't understand why she felt the need for such drastic changes. To me, she was always beautiful, naturally radiant. Yet within a year, she got breast implants, lip fillers, Botox, and liposuction, major, costly procedures. The money she spent could have gone toward shared goals like vacations or savings, but she used it all on herself. When I tried to discuss it, she got defensive, saying it was her money and her choice, and that I shouldn't question her if I loved her. Maybe she was right, but it felt like she was transforming into someone I didn't recognize. Despite her high-paying job, Sarah has no savings. She doesn't invest or contribute to our shared expenses, groceries, bills, or dates. Everything falls on me. Meanwhile, she spends her entire paycheck on designer clothes, luxury items, and more procedures. When I bring it up, she dismisses it, saying she just wants to enjoy life and that my income covers everything else. While I don't mind supporting her, it's hard to ignore that her priorities seem entirely self-focused. 6 months ago, Sarah was promoted at work, a huge achievement. I was so proud of her, having supported her every step of the way. To celebrate, she planned a party at our house, inviting her family, friends, and coworkers. It was meant to be a joyful night, but Sarah kept suggesting I didn't need to attend, saying she wouldn't mind if I skipped it. Her insistence made me uneasy. Why wouldn't she want me there for such a milestone? I told her I wanted to be there, that I was proud of her. She nodded but didn't seem enthusiastic. At the party, I felt like an outsider. Sarah was engrossed with her friends and colleagues, barely acknowledging me. She didn't introduce me to anyone or include me in conversations. I had to introduce myself to her coworkers, some of whom seemed surprised to learn I was her husband, as if they didn't know I existed. Then, during a speech, Sarah took the mic, slightly tipsy, and spoke about her promotion. She talked about her hard work, her struggles growing up, and how she'd overcome so much to get here, all on her own. Not once did she mention me or my support. I waited for some acknowledgement, but it never came. Then, with a smirk, she joked that her new salary meant she was earning more than me. "I'm the breadwinner now," she said, laughing. It wasn't true. Her salary, even with the promotion, was far less than mine. I didn't understand why she'd say that. Then she took it further, joking, "Now that I'm the successful one, I should probably get a lawyer ready in case this marriage falls apart." A few guests laughed awkwardly, but others looked uncomfortable. I felt humiliated. My wife was joking about divorce in front of everyone, as if our marriage was a joke. I approached her quietly, suggesting she step away from the mic and get some water. But instead of appreciating my concern, she snapped, "Oh, just be quiet," loud enough for everyone to hear. The room went silent. I'd never been so embarrassed. This wasn't just a drunken mistake, it was disrespect. I set my drink down and stepped outside to cool off, not wanting to make a scene. After the party, I expected an apology or at least a conversation. Instead, Sarah locked herself in the guest room. The next morning, I confronted her about her behavior. She dismissed it, saying I was overreacting and that she was just drunk. When I pressed her about the divorce joke, she hesitated before admitting she had concerns about our marriage and wanted to protect herself. I was stunned. "I never had concerns," I said. "I thought we were in this forever." She had no response, just a blank stare. In that moment, I realized she wasn't the woman I fell in love with. That night still haunts me. Despite her occasional apologies, they've always felt hollow, like she just wanted to move past it. Our marriage hasn't been the same since. I still love her, but I'm guarded now, unable to fully trust her. A few days ago, I came home to find Sarah crying on the couch. I hadn't seen her so upset in years, and despite everything, I couldn't stand seeing her in pain. I sat beside her and asked what was wrong. Through tears, she admitted she'd been demoted at work. Her boss told her she had a poor attitude and wasn't fit for the role. I was shocked. Sarah always seemed dedicated, often working late. It didn't make sense. She asked for my help to hire a lawyer and sue her company. I suggested talking to my friend at her company to get clarity first. If she was wrongfully demoted, I'd support her, but I wanted the full story before spending thousands on legal fees. Sarah got defensive, snapping that I should just believe her and pay for the lawyer without questions. When I urged her to think rationally, she turned on me, saying, "You're the reason this happened. You've always been jealous of my success. Maybe you cursed me and now my career's ruined." I was floored, jealous. After everything I'd done for her, I walked away to clear my head. When I returned, she kicked me out of our bedroom and threatened divorce if I didn't comply. Update 1, thank you to everyone who's offered thoughtful advice and support. To those calling me weak or mocking me for being taken for granted, please stop. It's easy to judge from the outside, but I've loved Sarah for years. This is a marriage, a life we built together. Until recently, I believed in us. That said, I'm taking your advice seriously. I need to uncover why she was demoted. Companies don't reverse promotions without cause. There's more to this, and I need the truth before deciding my next steps. I can't ignore the red flags anymore. Update 2, it's been a week since my last update, and what I've learned has left me devastated. You were right. Sarah's been cheating on me. I met with my friend from her company, expecting to hear about her work performance, but he revealed something far worse. Sarah has been involved with multiple men at her office. That's why those wives confronted me months ago. They knew the truth. I feel like an idiot for believing her lies. Apparently, during a work trip last month, Sarah had an affair with a married higher-up. When his wife found out through his messages, she was heartbroken and confronted Sarah. Instead of showing remorse, Sarah told her to get over it and bragged about the affair at work, boasting about her sexual prowess and how she broke up a marriage. Her behavior alienated her coworkers, who refused to work with her. Teams threatened to quit if assigned to her projects, leading to her demotion. It wasn't politics, it was her actions. When I asked my friend why he never told me, he said Sarah claimed we had an open marriage and that I had erectile dysfunction. He assumed I knew about her affairs and was okay with them. He gave me the Facebook profile of the manager's ex-wife for more proof. I reached out, but she hasn't responded. I'm reeling, feeling like my entire marriage has been a lie. I supported Sarah through everything, her degree, her job, our home, and this is how she repays me. I don't know what to do next, but I can't stay with her. Update 3, it's been an exhausting few months, but I'm certain now. I'm divorcing Sarah. After everything I've learned, there's no way I can stay with someone who's betrayed me so deeply. My friend was right. Sarah cheated multiple times, all while telling everyone we had an open marriage. I spoke to former coworkers, acquaintances, and the manager's ex-wife, and they all confirmed it. She not only cheated but humiliated me by spreading lies about my personal life. When I confronted her with the evidence, I expected her to confess. Instead, she denied everything, trying to gaslight me into believing her coworkers were jealous and conspiring against her. But I'm done being manipulated. The love I had for her is gone, and I see her for who she is. I kicked her out of our home and filed for divorce. With the evidence I have, my lawyer and I will ensure she gets nothing in alimony. After all she's put me through, I never want to see her again.